So I'm walking in Wilsonville today, and I'm going to do one of my favorite walks. Now, when I was growing up, you wouldn't think of Wilsonville as a place to go for a walk or pretty much do anything. Wilsonville, when I was growing up, was a place where they only had basically two things. They had a mental hospital called Damish, and they had a truck stop called Boones Truck Stop. Unless you're crazy or you drove a 18-wheeler, you probably didn't ever think much about Wilsonville. But Wilsonville's kind of grown up. It's got lots of walking trails, lots of hiking trails, and it's a rather beautiful little city. So I'm going to do one of my favorite walks. We're going to walk down to Boones Ferry Park. Now, Boones Ferry is where one of Daniel Boone's descendants used to run the ferry across the Willamette River, and he was murdered. Now, depending on which historian you talk to, it was either over sheep or a woman. So go down there, we'll take a look. I'm also going to see if I can find you the old, there's an old grove of big trees. Just kind of an amazing little spot. So should be a good, fun little walk. And as I always like to say, down the trail. So here's the old ferry landing. Our old grandson of Daniel Boone used to take the people across. It ran clear into the 1950s, I might add. There's the Boone Bridge. It was built in the 1950s. And there's the other side of the river. So if you wanted to go to Butteville or Champoy or points south, that's where you went. And there's the railroad bridge. Walk on out of here and see if I can find you that grove of trees that I think is so cool. So down the trail. So this is the spot where they used to have Bill Flynn's saloon and roadhouse. And back in the day, it was a going place. People would eat, drink, stay here on their way up and down the valley, taking the Boones Ferry. But in 1914, I'm afraid it had to close down because of Prohibition. This is one of those magical spots that you find in Wilsonville, the Guyton Heritage Tree Grove, and some good-sized trees right here. And we'll just walk on through and just enjoy the moment. as they say, a short walk through some big woods. So I'm about finished with my walk, and I got about a mile and a half in, not enough elevation to talk about. But, Wilsonville's kind of a pleasant place to wander around if you get a chance down the trail.